All right, and good evening, and thank you for joining us today with a new session of the eMeteor Architecture Schools in 2022. The idea of this series is for you to build your preferred list of architecture schools, interact with the top management of each school, and get the best option that suits you.
44677.
We have shortlisted some of the good schools that you can put under your preferred list, and this is important when you start with your KCET and COMEDK process. So I hope you watch this webinar. If you have not, YouTube channel, and you'll get that. All right. Right, a little bit of Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design. Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design is one of Bangalore's finest institutions for architecture and planning in Karnataka. In fact, it's the only institute offering the B.Plan program in Karnataka. All classrooms and labs have state-of-the-art facilities. All members of faculty of Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design come from IITs, IISc, NITs, SPA, and CEPT, as well as international universities like Cornell and Berkeley. So this is a great opportunity for you all to meet with the faculty. Today we have Professor Gadam Ramesh, who is the Director and Professor of Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design. He holds a master's degree from IIT Kharagpur, and he's got 37 years of experience under various architectural sectors. He's worked in industry with NCC Urban Hyderabad, and he's also been the chief consultant and proprietor at GDR Associates. His firm GDR Associates was recognized and appointed for the technical support in Brazil's company Architectural Consultancy from India. He was also appointed as a member of the local inspection committee from VTU and the COA inspection committee multiple times. He's been a teacher from the year 2009, and he's been with renowned institutions and his areas of interest include architectural design, building construction, and building services. We also have Dr. Architect Gayatri Aditya, who is joining us today, who's a professor and head of the planning department at Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design. She's been with Nitte SAPD from the time of inception, that's in 2016, and has been creating a great impact through energy efficiency in buildings. She's done her PhD from the Center for Sustainable Technologies at IISc Bangalore, and her post-graduation in urban and rural planning from IIT Roorkee. She's an architect and planner by profession and has worked with various design firms. She recently received the prestigious Bhavan Fellowship Award and was a research affiliate at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. Right? For those of you who are not watching this live, you all can watch this on YouTube at a later stage as well. So in case you know that your friends have not been watching this, please share the link, come onto our YouTube channel, and you will be able to watch this live. Thank you, Professor Gadam and Dr. Gayatri, for coming in. I hope my introduction has done you justice, but you can take it from here, and I will give you screen sharing, so you can take it from here and go ahead. Yeah. Dr. Gadam, would you like to take it from here?
I think I'll ask Gayatri to go ahead. Probably join. Gayatri, can you?
Yes. Good evening, one and all here. So that was a really warm welcome, Dion. Thank you so much. So as Dion mentioned, we started in 2016. We are just 6-year-old school, but
Madam,
within no time. Yeah.
Madan, would it be possible for you to switch your webcam on?
Yeah, sure. The
Yeah.
net is a little low, so I'm just trying
Yes.
to. Yes. So we just started in
I think we've
2016.
been all struggling with travel in Bangalore
Yeah.
with the recent rains. I hope you do. We can see that you're in the car. But
Yes.
yeah, go ahead. No worries.
Yeah. So within like 6 years, we started Department of Planning. So we are the first ones, as you mentioned, and only school in Bangalore under VTU who have started this program. Apart from this, we have started IIC, Institute Innovation Council, where we train our students on entrepreneurship. And we have like all the facilities, MSME Incubation Center with us. So this 5 years program of architecture and 4 years program of B.Plan, we have 3 ways to get into this. One is through CET, COMEDK, and management seats. Yeah. So any questions if you have, which students can ask, we can start answering them.
Sure. But before we get into the question and answer, so we'd love to have questions coming in from the students who are attending here. But while students are posting in their questions, what would you say are the unique features that are very important to the students that they need to get from, or that they need to get, and what Nitte SAPD is providing?
Yes. So the first thing I would say is, like, as an architect or a planner, the main important thing is, as soon as they finish their degree, the advantage of taking, apart from any, like, any other engineering course, you have to work under somebody, right? So here we inculcate that entrepreneurial mindset in them, where they can, as soon as they step out, they can start their own firm. Right? So we give the major focus there. Second, we have wonderful infrastructure. We have almost like nearly 11,000 square meters of building, which is only dedicated for School of Architecture and Planning. And third thing is, we have very good faculty who are committed. And having said that, like including myself, we are all faculty who are here from the time of inception. So like, all these people here are from very good universities with minimum master's degrees we have. Then third comes the kind of training. So apart from VTU curriculum, we come under VTU. We are affiliated to VTU. We are also we are recognized by AICTE. We have an approval from AICTE, and planning department comes under ITPI also. So we are approved by both the bodies. So apart from this, we have collaborations with IGBC, Indian Green Building Council, and IIA. We are the first student chapter in the country to have IIA student chapter at our place. And we have IST membership. So the interesting aspect here is, though we are like architects, but we try to collaborate with engineering also. So we have in our campus, we have engineering. So it's like a multidisciplinary thing which we bring in. So all the projects which we work in, the kind of exposure a student gets is from, all points of perspective. Like we have a fashion and interior school also within our campus. So this kind of interdisciplinary exposure which the student gets is one advantage which the students have for they join Nitte.
All right, so fantastic. So if I have to summarize 4 aspects: entrepreneurial mindset, the infrastructure, the faculty which you have there, and the kind of training. The kind of training meaning
apart from the syllabus, yes, we get kind of collaborations which we have, expose them to all different bodies. So starting from green building rating. So the student is like well equipped with all this knowledge before he steps out into the industry.
All right, fantastic. Now, since I know that you head the planning department, and there's a very unique program that only Nitte offers here in Bangalore, and of course, very few colleges offer that outside of Bangalore. But what would you say about the significance of planning? How is it different from architecture, and why should one consider that?
Yes, very good question. So actually, that is like when we really started planning, there was a huge demand for it, right? The country needs almost 3 lakh planners by 2030. Today, there are only 27 institutes in the country which offer this program. And that too, they offer at the master's level, very few in bachelor's level. So that's one of the main reasons we started this program. So there is a huge demand for this course, right? So the kind of smart city mission which we have at the country level, and we have the kind of problems which we say day in and day out, right? Starting from, how do you dump your solid waste to how you solve the traffic problems. So it's all coming under the planner's purview. So this is a very interesting field, which kind of gives you macro level or interdisciplinary thinking, which a student gains if he starts pursuing it from the bachelor's level.
All right. So macro level thinking. Okay. So would you say that planning is when we look at the entire urban space as such, and if I have to differentiate it from architecture, we're looking at architecture would be with regard to specific buildings or specific units or certain areas, whereas planning would be a much broader perspective.
Right. So if I say architecture looks at a building level, I would say planner is a designer of the city. So whereas architecture only talks about a building design, right?
All
so
right.
I call them as architects of city.
You call them as architects?
Of city design.
Of city, okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Right. If I can go to Dr. Gadam Ramesh for some time. Dr. Ramesh, good evening and thank you for joining us in here. So happy to have you at this webinar and interacting with our students and parents here. Now, I know that you've come in with rich experience of both industry experience and your own firm, of course. How is it, and what is the vision? What we would understand is, what is the vision that you have as the head of the institute for the students of your institute?
That's it's a long question to answer because as first of all, let me wish all the students a very good evening for all the students. I am the principal for Nitte School of Architecture, Planning and Design. The vision is like, make the students industry ready. One is that, and maintain industry connect, bridge the gap between academia and industry, provide a lot of skill improvement programs, skillful programs, like, the student wants to learn augmented reality and virtual reality, where we are now going to start that innovation lab where we offer this AV, RV, this one, augmented reality and virtual reality programs, skill programs. Added to that, so some student wants to learn SketchUp or Lumion, something to do with the industry demands. Once they go to industry, these are the skills that they require. They have to excel in that domain. So this is what again we are looking at, giving a lot of skill programs during their course of 5 years course. Plus, give them hands-on experience. Let them make it an experiential kind of a journey from first semester to the 10th semester. It would be an experiential kind of a interaction. Students will experience hands-on workshops. Every semester there will be, there will be a calendar of events where The subject teachers would provide, okay, for history of architecture, they will be taken to a site visit. Probably for MMBC, they will do a hands-on model making workshop. And for design, they will do some study models and then do case studies and all that and site visits. So every domain, like we are trying to make this as an experiential and all the works of students on a weekly basis, we are going to display to the juniors. The works of the seniors will be displayed to the juniors, and the works are so that they know the juniors also get inspired and they know how design works when the complexities goes on increase. So that is one part of it. And added to that, this is not enough for a student to face industry or become self-reliant and have the confidence to face the outside world, which is very competitive in terms of cutting edge. They want some kind of a services which are cutting edge services which are different from others. So to make them resilient and be prepared for that, we also have a team of experienced visiting faculty where they with humongous experience, not just 5 or 6 years experience. They have 30 years of experience. I have my gut feeling that we are not employing visiting faculty for the sake of fulfilling COA minimum standards, but we are going beyond the minimum standards. COA suggests minimum standards. We are looking at maximum standards, what we can give for the student. Ultimately, our vision is a student should go walk out of the portals of Nitte School of Architecture and Planning with highest satisfaction levels in all domains. One is academia. The other one is a concern for society, what they can contribute for society, societal concerns, cultural activities, how a person can also excel in sports, other domains, other extracurricular activities, and also face competitions. They also motivate students to participate in competitions, design competitions. Recently, we have been awarded, students of 6th semester were awarded for the heritage documentation conducted by COA, Council of Architecture, Heritage Document, which they have done for some kind of Chennai arts, some kind of a crafts village. They have documented so well, and they got the first prize. And that's how it is. Like we motivate students to participate in competitions, which again where they can test themselves and they can kind of see themselves where they stand when pan India level, all. And moreover, they can understand like what is the kind of qualitative inputs that are required to face any competition that way. So that is one part. And added to this, we have, like Professor Gayatri has told, we have got extraordinary infrastructure, which is the only, it is only dedicated for architecture and planning. It is a well-designed block that is meant only for the architecture and planning, which is of ground plus 4 floors with an auditorium at the top floor, which can take up 300 students. And we have all the labs. We have computer lab. We have Gayatri Madam said we have MSM. We have got consultancy cell where we take up projects. Basically, we are doing presently projects itself, and we are involving students there again, so that they are trained from the beginning, not just for internship, but they are trained from third semester. They can participate in all these activities. So that is one part we are keeping live these channels so that the student can excel in all domains and be participate. And also parallelly, we are also bringing in discipline among students. That is very much important. So that, discipline always brings a lot of qualitative kind of a transfer of knowledge. If the students are regular, if the students are devoted, alert in the class, and naturally the teaching learning process becomes very simple, and it can be more effective. So that is one thing. And the other thing is, like, we want to motivate students to go for higher studies. Yeah, after architecture, it is not the end of it, and then they go for practice and all. That is anyway there. It was there earlier when I was doing, studying architecture in 1983, way back, almost 30-40 years back. And even today, that option is always there, where an architect can be working from home or working from any place, freelancing. The moment he leaves the college, he can do that. But I would suggest all the students to go for masters, because, as Gayatri Madam said, it will give a holistic kind of a development for a student to understand, not just specific to a particular site as architects do, but at a city level. The kind of parameters that are taken into consideration when you are trying to work out a master plan for a city. How is the dimension going to become, complex? We have to take care of, the masses. Maybe the plot, when you are working within a plot, we have to take few numbers, or maybe specific to a particular family or a person. But when we talk about planning, master planning for a city or something, we have to take the numbers as masses. It is a mass. If you take up housing, it is for the mass. It is for various strata of people, various backgrounds of employment, all that. So this is what I would suggest, that a student should explore masters after architecture, and then look for, then once he completes masters, he has got a wide listing of opportunities in government organizations, like, development authorities, city planning authorities, HUDCO, we have got CITCO, we have got many other municipal corporations, housing boards. These are all areas where they can be appointed as planners. Added to that, the option of being, working on their own office. They can have, and they can start with architecture and planning. They can do work out on gated communities. Will get the opportunity to work on gated communities, small housing projects. If they get empaneled with some of the governmental bodies, like, housing boards and all, they will be dealing with some kind of composite housing projects, which they do continuously for various areas in the state or in the states. So this is all, they are trying to push the students and inculcate in the students some kind of a, motivated academic approach, and also a kind of preparing them once they pass out, that industry readiness. And the exclusiveness, what you say, if you want, if you talk about the USP of our college, School of Planning and Architecture, Nitte, we have a very good network of transportation. It is every part of the city is connected with our buses. You will be surprised that our buses run 5,000 kilometers a day, to and fro. Now imagine how many what areas are covered with our transportation network. So that is how it is. They are very well connected. No student feels that he is not able to travel, or is not having transport. Every student can come in the bus, and added to that, we have a very exclusive kind of hostel facilities, good ventilation, very built up space, and good built up space, and excellent mess facilities, where even our staff and also go and have the same food. Like I said again, one of the USPs is our visiting faculty will get to know that the projects will be exclusive and the industry connectives will be maintained always. Added to that, we are conducting workshops, like I said, experiential things like workshops, exhibitions, and model making workshops, expert lectures, conferences. So this is what is Nitte about. It is definitely different from other colleges. We are exploring many domains to see that the students get the best of the kind of a knowledge and kind of a practical experience in our college. Yes, Dion.
All right, so thank you. That was quite
To
a
add on,
yeah. Go on, madam. I'm not sure whether it's your internet or my internet, but someone's internet is slow. Sir, are you able to hear me clearly?
Yeah, I'm able to hear. Probably my Gayatri is it is not able. It's
Yeah,
breaking.
Dr. Gayatri, maybe your internet is a little low. Okay, your internet is a little low. Maybe if you can, yeah, she's got disconnected. Right.
She's able to connect, Dion?
No, she got disconnected and we'll have to wait for her to reconnect. And nevertheless, right. So we got a very comprehensive answer from you. So we'll wait for her to come back in. But we got a comprehensive answer from you. You spoke about, so when I asked you about, fundamentally what you're looking at, which is part of your vision, is you stressed upon it being industry ready, right? Where you spoke about,
Yes.
of course, being skilled. That's through the AR and VR labs and your innovation labs and all the other skills. And you also spoke about, or Dr. Gayatri, before you came in, or at the beginning, she spoke about the associations with IGPC and IA and IST.
Yes.
So I think it's a combination of the associations and the infrastructure and the guidance that you'll have, which is giving these skills to the students. Additionally, you also spoke about the social aspects, the cultural aspects, sports opportunities, and the other ways in which you'll support the students. Dr. Gayatri is back. Would you like to?
Yeah, so I was just trying to say that right now, this AI fever, which is going on in this country. So we are right now working out our curriculum with IBM on the AI in architecture and planning.
Oh, awesome.
So these are the kind of we want to provide these things to the students. So there's nothing that they're missing out in terms of the quality of education, I could say.
All right. That sounds great. Right. So I don't see any questions coming in yet from the students. So what we'll do is go into the next aspect of this, which is with regard to the seats that you'll have. How many seats do you'll have approved for both architecture and planning separately?
Shall I? Yeah. So in architecture, we have 80 intake, of which 36 seats are come under CET, and we have 24 coming under Comet K, and we have 20 management seats. For planning, we have 40 intake, and 18 are for CET, 12 are for Comet K, and 10 for management seats. All right.
For CET, and Comet K and management, for the architecture aspect, we are kind of clear how that happens.
Right.
How does it happen for the planning programs?
Right. So so planning is a program which comes kind of, I say, in between a creative and a technical field. So if you see the spectrum of engineering, architecture, and planning, planning stands somewhere in the middle of engineering and architecture. So what we have done is, since we requested the Karnataka Education Authority to kind of have a split of these seats in engineering board as well as architecture board. So there is always a split. So out of 18 seats, 9 will be in engineering, 9 will be from architecture. Similarly, Comet case 6 under architecture and 6 under engineering. So planning management seats, we kind of take a call on. So what is mandatory is they should have mathematics as a compulsory subject, and they should have attempted any one common entrance exam. If they kind of missed out on that, like CET, Comet K, or a NATA, or any other state entrance exam, if they would have written, they are qualified. They're eligible to take planning program. But in case they miss, we in our college, we conduct management quota exam. So they can write that and get it. I'm not able to hear you. Was my voice clear?
Yes, your voice was clear. I'm sorry I was on mute. Okay. Yeah, but I got that. I don't know if there are more questions from students, but that pretty much clears the broad spectrum.
Apart from this, I would like to mention our management does give scholarship based on the merit of the student. So like during COVID time, we understood the kind of difficulty which the parents and all have gone through. So there are, based on the performance of the student, we kind of gave some scholarships and all for these students from village backgrounds, something like that.
All right. Thank you for that. There's a question from Mr. Jagdish, who's asking when do the architecture classes start at Nitte? Or when are the classes going to start?
Yeah, Dion, you know very well that now we are tied up with VTU, Shosura Technological University. We are affiliated to that. We follow the calendar given by VTU. Right now, as per the circular they issued yesterday, the first years would start from almost the 10th of November, and the third semester, that is the second year, would start at 31st of October. So this is what the calendar that is given as of now. I don't know whether they stick to it or they will still postpone things. Yeah, but the other semesters, like the third and fourth years, are starting from 12th of this month, the odd semester.
Just to add on to Sir's point, so as soon as the first round of counseling, CET counseling gets over, we kind of have all the students like coming in, and we start with some kind of interaction with them, and we kind of involve them in our activities.
Okay, that's nice. All right. Yeah, so that's about it. Is there anyone else who would like to ask any question at the stage? Let me just check the questions on YouTube. Yeah, that's about it. Right. So there's a set of 3 questions by Sirigupa, who's asking, what is the fee structure of the college and hostel? Number 1. Number 2, what are the previous year cutoffs in COVID K?
Yeah, I'm not very much this thing with the versed with the kind of cutoffs and all. Probably my suggestion to all the students of DQ Labs is whatever we say is it is from our side. But if you visit the college, you can experience what we are saying is true or not. This is my gut feeling. And regarding fee structure, of course, now architecture and planning, we have come to kind of, I think, first 10 seats we would give it for 2.5. And supposing if the student for 2 years, and if he or she can get good scoring, then the rest 3 years you can continue with 2.5. That is how it is. And for planning also, it is pro rata, like we have worked out. That can be discussed where for the first 10 students, probably this can be extended if students come with a demand. And probably, Comet K and CET seats, CET is working out around one plus with all the college fees and everything. And then Comet K would work out around 2.32 or so.
All right. Yeah. So the Comet K and CT seats, the pricing is pretty much standard. Right. Also, right. So you also mentioned about scholarships, which Dr. Gayatri spoke about earlier. So Varnish, I hope you understood that discussion on scholarships, which was taken. Further to this, we would like to understand how the college helps and assists with, when it comes to placements, because the big concern with the students of architecture is placements, right? They need to get placed at internships. They need to get placed after their jobs, probably at architecture firms, or maybe, I don't know whether there are other opportunities. So could you please elaborate on this aspect?
So coming to the placements part, as you rightly mentioned, there is internship for architecture, one full semester, that is like almost like 4.5 months, which the students extend up to 6 months, and they generally get absorbed there itself, right? So the college kind of helps in every student kind of getting into the best place possible. So similarly for planning, we have 2 times internship. So if planning is a 4 years program, so in between second and third year and third and fourth year, students go for 6 weeks internship. So yeah, I take a pride in saying this time. Generally, everybody talks about the placement as the highest paid package, but on an average, I would say all the students have received, the first batch which passed out, 6 LPA package.
Wow, that's great.
Everybody almost. Yeah.
All right. If I can add, Dion, like, in terms of placement, somehow that it catches with the parents, like, it is like me engineering, what is the placement, we have not where the placement becomes active when there is a lot of recruitment happening in a particular company. Like, you take Wipro, you take Infosys, you take Deloitte, or you take some other company, IT company, they take good numbers of people in a year. So what they do is there is a lot of competition for them to get the cream of students from various colleges. So they visit the colleges and they pick students where they get the best of the students from different colleges. So that is that way of working. But when it comes to architecture, I want to tell parents and students also, this is a common kind of language. They say that what is the placement in your college? If it is, if I am running a master of computer science or information science or AI, then I would have said B.Arch. We have got Wipro, we have got Deloitte and all waiting for us to take students and all. But in architecture, it is a little different. Not only this college, I will tell you, even when I am studying in IIT, there is no placement for architecture. There are no picks for architecture, but masters it is. If we have somebody has done masters in urban and region planning, masters in city planning, there are people who will come and take us. But in architecture, there is an internship, that is an inbuilt curriculum thing which they have to work under an architect at least 6 months or to 1 year. Here it was 1 year, now they made it 6 months. So that, they get the hands-on experience, they can know what is the demand in the industry and all. So in the process, what happens is they find the employer will find the architect who has taken them on internship. They find if the student is really doing well, now they will put on a package and he gets absorbed there. So most of the time, more than 70% of the time, that students are getting absorbed in the places where they are taking internship. That is one way. The other thing is like, now seeing the kind of demand that the parents are asking whether we are having, placement or not. So we are trying to enter into kind of an MOU with different, industry people, like, where they require architects. May it be a developer company like Prestige, Purvankara, Salar, Korea, or whichever place. Or nowadays, interiors. People who are doing interiors, there is a good demand. And Godrej interiors, there is a good demand for architects. And there is a good demand for, from set designers. There's some. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to lay kind of channels, MOUs with these kind of reputed firms, and also firms like RSP and KGD and all this RCOP. RCOP is an international architectural firm. Kind of we are setting a dialogue with them. Probably in due course we will also have a very good, very strong placement kind of a thing, which satisfies the student. Added to this, as architect is always placed before he passes out of the college.
Yeah, that's great, Ro. Couple of questions we have over here. One is, what is a hostel fee?
Probably Gayatri will give light on this.
So, hostel fee, it's something around 18,000, 80,000 per annum.
All right, sorry about that. 80,000 per annum, that's fine. Maybe if you want, you can also let us know and the exact amount, and we can inform that to the students. There's another question from one of the students who says that they've not cleared the class 12, the biology subject, okay, but they've written the supplementary and they're confident of passing. But they have scored, reasonably well in NATA as well. Based on just the NATA score, can they still get a seat, say under management, or do they need to clear the class 12 and then get a seat?
Dion, I would tell students, see, the COA this time has brought the kind of scoring levels very low because of previous pandemic and all. They understand the problems of students. Now what they say is they have to minimum pass PU. Pass, what is pass? No? That they have to clear all the subjects. Ultimately, they should get a certificate. They have cleared PU2, whether it will be biology, maths, physics, chemistry, whatever. So even if they have written NATA and got good score, and even if they have passed in physics, chemistry, and maths, if they have not cleared biology, they will not get a clearance as a pass from PU. So they are not qualified. So if the minimum thing is they have to pass all the subjects and get a certificate that they have cleared PU2 plus NATA. That makes them qualified for NATA.
Absolutely. So I hope you've got your answer to that. And finally, the last question we have for today is from Vishnu, who's saying, can we have a campus tour? But before you answer that, Nitte did have a campus tour. They did have something called an open house. Just want to know if you had participated in the open house a week ago. And for the rest of y'all who are here, in case y'all have not participated in the open house, Professor, do you think, is there a possibility for an open house? Are y'all conducting an open house where our students can come
definitely.
and have a
That's what I am saying. Whatever we say, if they want to kind of confirm, they have to visit our college and then see what is that experiential learning which is happening here. So it is open for them. You can fix up a date, we can organize, and then all of your students can come and visit our college. We'll provide the transport. Not an issue.
All right. But let's say, because what happens is some students may want to come offhand. Sometimes the timings don't match. So if a student just comes offhand, can they come and meet with you all and probably have a look at the campus?
Mr.
Yes.
Dion, every day we are getting students from outside, not from Ecolabs itself. They are coming on their own.
Okay.
So, and there is a specific team which is devoted to take them on a tour and show the campus and give the details.
Fantastic. So that's great. So Vishnu, I hope your question has been answered. You have the opportunity to go to Nitte personally, visit the campus, meet the right team there, and get your questions answered.
So we are available from 8:45 to 4:30 almost. We are available.
All right.
Anytime they can.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And with this, we come to an end of the session. Thank you so much, Professor Gaddam and Dr. Gayatri, for
Thank
being
you.
here and taking our questions and addressing the students. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all today.
Thank you, sir.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Looking forward to a lot of our students joining Nitte. Okay. Take care. Goodbye.